Yeah. Right. So let me share my screen. Just give me a moment to resize the window. So we are talking about open learning, what it means. Um, the interesting thing, if you see on your screen, is at the right top corner, it says for children, youth, and families. So open learning, to start with, is not about the child or just about the child or child's education. It's about our life. It's about our living, and hence it is about the family, right? But where it started for us was where, about 20 years back, roughly, we started thinking, hey, what's the purpose of education? And the answer we got for ourselves, I'm sure you are looking one for yourself, or you have already found one for yourself, is that living and education and learning are all the same. They're not really different. We don't need to make them different. And if you think of living and education as synonymous, then the first aspect that hits us is that each individual has to be a leader of self, because then only we are living our life, because we don't really live anybody else's life. Right. So what does this mean in terms of action? When we say I'm the leader of myself, or each child, each adult is the leader of self, what it means is that the individual is saying, hey, let me learn what I want, how I want, how much I want, how good I want to learn something, as in the self-assessment part or the self-reflection part, how well I want to learn. And even also, it is not related to only the younger age group. It especially becomes even more powerful and even more important when the children become a little older, they become teenagers, youth, and they want to do their own professional journey. I think it becomes even more solid and impactful. So in some ways, open learning is about giving or allowing children to have the responsibility of themselves. That is what open learning is. People think it's about freedom, let them do whatever they want to do. I think that's not really the notion that we have. We think it's about giving them responsibility, and then they operate from that responsibility. And we'll hear more stories from today's guests, Dhwani, Ruchika, and Kalyan, about this. Very quickly, open learning progression starts with when the children are very young in terms of a lot of exposure, and typically they seek their own exposures. They like to go pick up things, watch things, observe things, and people and everything when they are very young. From there, it moves on to exploring things that each one likes. So as children grow older, they start exploring. So possibly Dhwani is exploring things that she would like to. And we will hear from her what all she is exploring. And then as they grow older, probably towards the teenage or the youth years, many of us move into one or two areas of expertise or which we like and we want to go deep into. So that's when we really build, the muscle kind of thing. And whichever area we want to take forward and we go really deep into, that expertise becomes our enterprise or the way we earn money. So that's the progression. That is obviously even at expertise or enterprise stage, we don't stop ourselves from being exposed or from exploring. We continue that journey, plus we get deeper into certain things. So that's roughly about open learning, which essentially means that why is open learning called open learning? That at any age, whether we are 20 years, whether we are 10 years, the whole idea is to let the individual, the child, the youth, and even adults decide what they want to do, what they want to learn, what they want to explore and go deep into. The fun obviously doubles up when we, or rather multiplies actually, not even doubles up, multiplies when we do it as a community, which is what Aarohi is, which is a community of open learning families. So these families are together, we are all together, learning, supporting, in a way living together. We don't really necessarily physically live together. We could be in many different spaces. Like this little slide shows you, we could be operating from our home. We could be at Aarohi campus. We could be visiting each other's house, and we could also be traveling together. So there's so many ways in which we could be doing things, but then in spirit we are together, in collaborations we are together, in support we are together, and then it becomes so much more fun to be together. I want to little talk about this whole aspect of moving from passion to profession, which is the co-varsity journey, which is more for the youth. How that works is it's the same open learning journey, but we call it co-varsity because these youth get together and they choose one domain at a time to explore deeply, and they can explore different domains till they find out which is the one that I really like, and then go all out and go deep into that. Obviously, the co-varsity youth work as a cohort, as a group where they support each other and in company of each other work. Also, they essentially do industry work. So they're not doing any you can say theoretical work, rather actual practical works for clients, for companies, and so on, which gives them the real challenge, which gives them the real depth and the real development of skills. And obviously, they are supported by guides, by the community members and mentors from, or the experts from the industry. So that's how the co-varsity goes. Yeah. So that's briefly about Aarohi, and I hope I've kept it as brief as I promised I would keep it to. Let me stop sharing the screen. Right. So we have today. Hey, where did Dhwani go? Dhwani. I think, okay. So we have Dhwani and her parents, Ruchika and Kalyan, with us, and they're vibrant, exciting, full-on active family. So my delight to have you here. And over to you all to, maybe you can initially share a little about your journey, however you three want to. And I'll kind of spotlight your videos also if you're okay with that. And then we can invite, whenever you are done, we'll invite others to ask you questions or just interact with you. So that time it would be nice if others can also join them on video so that it feels that, okay, we are all kind of together in that. But right now, let's just hear, their story. Yep, over to you all.
Thank you, Ratnesh. So myself, Ruchika G. Naidu, mother of Dhwani G. Naidu and a wife of Chakravarti Ji Kalyan. So our actually journey, I would say homeschooling journey initially started with the COVID, when the COVID hit, and we took up this idea to start homeschooling for Dhwani. Actually, we took that COVID as an opportunity to grab this and say, okay, let's try this, because we wanted to do this from a very, very long time. For some whatever practical reasons, we were not able to do it. So we thought, let's try. So we started. So I initially, like, of course, we both were working from home that time, and I started deep diving into to understand how this whole thing really works. So as the first thing, usual thought which came to both of us was, okay, now we are the teachers of Dhwani. So we have to teach her everything, whether it is like math, science, English, Hindi, whatever language it is. And we both got into understanding the different curriculums, because she was already part of one school where she was going, that was IGCSE, and she was following that curriculum. And I followed the same thing. I continued the same curriculum, and I started getting into the lesson plans, everything. And it was very much fun, let me be very honest. And it was fun for a few months, but then after a few months, everything just crashed, because it turned into like, a tuition class at home. And then COVID was playing its own role, where we were locked inside the house, can't go out. So fun was completely gone. And there was a time where Dhwani and I, she was like, I'm running like a Tom and Jerry, actually. Kalyan used to call us, you both are like Tom and Jerry. She's running, she's hiding from you, and you are running behind her with the book or a paper or a pen or a worksheet or something like that. And I'm like trying to catch her. And this girl is just trying to find the places to hide in the house. So that didn't work. It turned up into to be very honest again, it turned up into a nightmare for me, especially. I said, what is this happening? And this is not what I expected it. This is not what I thought is going to be like this. So at least 6 months, things were okay. But then again, it started going down. And then one day Kalyan said, why don't you leave her? Just let her be. I said, okay, fine, let her be. Now, let her be was also a big fear for me as a mother. Okay, I said, okay, do watch TV, do whatever you want to do and do. And we were fighting with the COVID also. We were locked inside the house and fighting with other things. So I said, okay, let her be. Let's not do anything. So she started doing her own stuff. I started doing my own stuff along with my work. But somewhere back of my mind, frankly, I was not peaceful. I was really not peaceful. It was disturbing me. Arey nahi, ye to time is just going waste. She's not doing anything. She's watching TV all day. She's not doing, she's sleeping, she's playing, she's doing nothing. So that let her be and doing nothing became a fear for me, frankly, and then I started, discussing with Kalyan, and then our discussion turned into a fight also. There was a time where as husband wife we also had fights to understand things and to get the clarity what we are doing. But after that, like I think second wave of COVID, after the second wave of COVID, we had our first travel. That was a time when we decided, okay, now it's a safe time to move out. We thought, let's get out of the house and do something. And how it started, this girl came up one day and she said, I want to know how the chocolate is made, how the cacao farming is done, and how do we get those beans to create the chocolate what we eat. I said, okay, let's watch something, let's read something, let's find out on Google or something. She said, no, I want to visit a farm and see how they do it. We thought, okay, how to get that? And I think it was a blessing in disguise thing. Some mail landed up in my email ID. There was some coffee trail was happening in Shakleshpur. It's a very nice hill station near Coorg. And it was not the coffee, it was not the chocolate, it was a coffee trail. I love chocolate. Okay. So, so then we said, okay, chalo, anyhow, we are tired of sitting at home. Let's go. Let's go see what it is. Let's find out. I think Kalyan will agree with me here. That was our first travel after the COVID. And I would say first travel after we took up this decision to do something for Dhwani. It was a 3 days visit to that farm. And we saw a very different Dhwani there. We saw a very, very different child. I would say a different individual altogether, what understanding we both had for her. That she was really getting engaged with the workers there. She was really getting engaged with the organizers. She was picking up things. She was doing things everywhere. She was, doing and trying to understand things. So we really felt that was still we were not sure what was it, but it was some kind of an eye opening for us that maybe what we were thinking learning or homes or the schooling or education should be, it's not that what we were thinking about. It is something different. What it is, we had no idea, but we got little understanding what we are doing is not right. We were clear what we got, some idea that what we are doing is not right, but what to be done, that answer was still zero for us. We thought, okay, we came back and then we thought, okay, what do we do? Then we started again exploring into understanding, learning from a different perspective. That time, Aarohi came in our life. I got introduced to Aarohi Life Education through Facebook and all, some posts or some blogs. And I started following Aarohi's work. And I joined Aarohi's this Jagriti workshops. It was used to happen, late night. And we both used to log in to understand how the real education can be and how we as a parent, not the teacher, the facilitators, what we can do it is. So lot of, I would say, understanding. Before understanding, a lot of unlearning happened for both of us. And during that phase of Jagriti, we came across this another place in Udaipur, Swaraj University. And that was our another journey we took. 1 month, Kalyan, if I'm not wrong, it was, I think, 1 month journey we decided.
Nearly 21 days. We were there for nearly 10 days. And then Ahmedabad and other road.
Yeah, so we took we drove from Mysore to Udaipur. So it took us 3 days driving. So we were away from the house for some 20 plus days. During that time, we met many families who were into open learning. And that gave us a lot of idea, a lot of unschooling happened for both of us as parents, that how the learning should be or what learning is actually. Learning is just everyday experience, whatever the child is doing, whatever the child is, even if the child is not doing anything, that is also kind of learning, becoming comfortable with himself, his own company. So much understanding came up. And then around 1.5 years back, we visited Aarohi campus, where they have this guest week. So we visited there. This was again after the third wave of the COVID, when the still COVID was again
Before
still.
visiting Swaraj.
Sorry, after visiting Swaraj. It
No,
was
no,
after
before visiting Swaraj.
Okay, it was before visiting Swaraj. Okay, sorry, I'm just getting mixed up with the
No,
dates.
Aarohi is the one which actually brought us this thing, and lots of debate also happened. We were like kind of initially not ready with the concept of letting the child be.
Yeah, it
She
was
said, no.
overwhelming. It was overwhelming for
So
us.
when we kind of debated, that's kind of a thing. When while debating, we understood what we are actually trying to protect with that thought. And then we went to Hyderabad. There was so see, for example, the Sakleshpur and Kannur, I think, where we went. So what so happened was there were few topics were there which we just thought, we were talking to her and we realized she was able to grasp very readily rather than getting from books. Then we understood, okay, there's something there, but it was back of our head. We went to Hyderabad, then we went to Warangal. That gave us confidence of driving, long hours. And then she saw many historic places. I mean, some things even I learned. We came back, and with that confidence, we went to Udaipur. And like she said, in Udaipur, we met so many people and lots of debate, people from various backgrounds, be it IT, be it government, there were some families who were deep into education. I mean, coaching center and they wanted their kids to be in the unlearning universe. So all that really brought us. Then one major point, I think Ruchika will take further, that really pointed. They say, when you point a finger at someone, 3 fingers point at you. When we were actually pointing things at our kid, there were 3 things that were pointing at us. I think that was one big revelation. I think Ruchika, I think you can continue.
Not actually 3, but 4 fingers pointing at you.
1 points up to God.
Like this.
Okay. So just to pick up from where Kalyan left. So actually, yes, open learning, journey, I would say that the idea of open learning was actually sown in our life was the Aarohi only. Exploration definitely happened beyond Aarohi. I would say before becoming an Aarohi family, we did explore various places. We did explore various platforms. We did met so many parents, but the seed was sown by Aarohi, and I started understanding what exactly the open learning. Yes, it was very overwhelming, very much overwhelming. And this thought that, okay, let the child be was something a very, very scary thing for me initially. But in this whole process, as what Kalyan said, pointing a finger to someone and 3 fingers to ourselves, is definitely, we as parents started understanding in this whole process that it's not about the child, it's about us first. And it is about us to understand that how and what are we and why are we expecting also something. Why are we really shaping that this is the way the child should be studying and this is the way the child should be behaving, this is the way. Forget about a child, any other individual in our life. Why are we expecting and why are we making that picture in our mind that this so and so should be behaving in such a manner? Why not? It's about us, because the way we are seeing the life, the way we are seeing the things, the other might not be seeing it. Other might have a different perspective, and that perspective also very beautiful. I'm sure it is beautiful. So that whole journey made us, understand the whole perspective of this open learning. So open learning And in that, we understood that it's not about her open learning. It's about our open learning, our open mind, our openness to failures, our openness to go wrong, our openness to make mistakes. Even we make mistakes. There are days I fall back. There are days when I feel, oh God, why have I have taken it? Why this? But then there are days where we as a family sit together and talk. Kalyan and I, like, it's like mostly every night we have this discussion. See, today this happened. See, today this happened. This is what she did. This is what happened. This is how I felt. This is how we are doing it. So this whole process, as I also mentioned, that it's been a very beautiful transformational journey from last now 1.5 years, and now from last 3 months we are very much physically part of the Aarohi life education, being at campus. Or the another beautiful platform what Aarohi offers is like Aarohi X, which is an online, which can reach out to any corner of this world. So that Aarohi X is also making us being part and connect with the community. As Ratnesh said this very well in the beginning, that community is something which is very much required. To raise a child, we need a complete village. So that Aarohi is a biggest and a true example of that. So it's not just only I am the parent to my child, I am a co-learner with the child. And so as the entire community member in Aarohi.
Yeah, the mistake that one we thought is that first it started with the word school went out of the thing. See, you have homeschooling, then unschooling, then road schooling. Then it's become very clear there's nothing like homeschooling, road schooling, because each of them understand it differently, So it's at the end, it is open learning, And what also a mistake we had done is we thought we were being very, very pragmatic with the kid and then trying to give, set the open learning at home. But the issue was what Ratnesh also mentioned and Ruchi, the co-part was missing. So you need at the end you need a community, especially kids. They need friends. They need the one thing you tell anyone. My kid is not going to school. They said, "Oh, what about socialization?" They say the first thing they would say. We would always brush up. No, she's going to this class, that class. Then she'll meet there. But what really was missing was kind of a community. So that sometimes kids, need that to learn. They bounce up with each other, make mistake. So no matter how sitting at home, you think that you're giving the entire world to her and expecting the community to support, but still there should be a co-learning aspect, and you are very much part of it. The way you talk, the way you let go, the many things we questioned when the initial times when Ruchika was there in Aarohi, few things we could not kind of understand. It took us some time. Recently, when we had been as a family, then the whole circle, we understood much better now. So in a way, we also matured. We are also maturing further in this journey. We also fall back. It becomes very easy the moment, as a human tendency, we compare and see, okay, ye ho raha hai, wo ho raha hai. I mean, between school kids, when they compare with the same class, and between the school going kids, we compare between two different schools. And here we are trying to compare with a kid who is not going to school. It's bound to happen. So many times we hold each other's hand. We pull each other towards it. And like she said, in the last 3 months, there is though we are physically not there in Aarohi all the time, we do visit. In fact, tomorrow they're off from Mysore to Aarohi. But actually, it's a beautiful space that is created. And one very beautiful thing that we were missing, we always had this issue was, okay, we assume that kid will know everything and she will like what she wants to do, but who will tell her that there is a world of things happening, and how will she know that she's missing out something which she has not known? She knows something and she does not like, that's a different thing. But when she does not know something, and then so that's where this exposure, like what Ratnesh has mentioned, you expose, explore things, and then if you like, then you become expert. So I think that journey just started, and we are very happy. The many things which now I am also learning, kind of being at work 6 days a week, 9 to 6, there's a challenge, and I try my best to be present in her learning journey, be it with chess or any other activity. But that's something we are scheduling, like morning, what can be done. Morning, because full day Ruchi is with the kid. I take some days in between leaves whenever important days is required, that we do. But actually, this whole thing is actually is the kid centric. What would have happened earlier? We would have only worried which school, how much fee, that's all, job done. And of course, even then parents are involved, because the homework need to be completed by the parent. Any project by the kid has, I see we have other schools here, be it NPS or many other, they run around, oh, there's some project now, I have to run around and get those things done for my kid. And they're excited, they're maybe because they're getting involved maybe, but somehow that's not the right approach, I feel. But yeah, Ruchi.
No, just to add one more thing, as Kalyan said, so I just want to say something about the fear. So for me as a mother, in this whole journey, very, very important fear, which I think Kalyan will agree to that, we overcome, is about the future. The biggest fear, because as he said, a lot of people, when they come to know that this is what we are doing for Dhwani, people ask two questions. First is, what about the socialization? Second is, what about her 10th exam, or what about her degree or a job? If she wants to do a job, how will she do it? Where will she get the certificates or something? So these two questions we always face. Earlier, I used to get engaged in discussion and come back with the fear. Of course, I have convinced them, but I come back with the fear. But now, after this journey again with Aarohi and open learning, understanding, and we're still understanding. I'm not saying we are perfect. We're still understanding. We're still trying to, get answers to many questions, because journey is just begun and it way to go. Life is all about, again, exploring. So this biggest fear, which is completely out of our life, that future, what will happen, what she will do. So we have always heard and read, being present, now, power of now, all those things we are actually experiencing. We open learning families, but I can really vouch on other open learning families, the families who are with us in the community. I can definitely vouch on that everyone must be, everyone will agree here, whoever will listen to me, that we are actually living in the present. We are trying to do things here, and then we'll see, yes, this, we're shaping this, and this will automatically add to shape up the future. So that big fear, I think, as Kalyan will agree, that big fear is out of our life right now, completely out.
Yeah, exactly. I think later Ruchi will speak about the schedule, what they follow. But one thing I want to just add on to it is that I've done my MBA. I have 24 years experience in work, and I see interviewed lots of kids who have completed MBA, and I never ever looked at the mark sheet. I just take a decision based on how they present themselves, and unfortunately, the people who can't even, you ask a few questions, say, sir, हमने MBA में ये वाला ना 2 साल पहले पढ़ा था. I read 2 years back, so I forgot. So just thinking about it, then when you have spent 23, 21 years of education and you don't even remember, then what kind of learning that is? What journey, how much of time spent, turmoil, tension, exams, and then you come at the time when you want to prove yourself that you're worthy to be in this company, or the company is worthy to take the person's expertise, and we are judging based on his presentation skills, because there's nothing to talk about the knowledge, because he forgot or he does not remember. So that really puts me off, because I have studied in ICSC in my days, where it was one hectic kind of a thing, when hardly any friends. Now I feel that what all that shape, maybe the way I speak, my English comprehension must have improved, but that thing people can learn. I've seen many people who have done till graduation in state medium in local language, but later they got into English medium. So what I feel is there's always a head start. There's an expertise that goes in, and there are many people who have done engineering and now they're doing something farming or totally. Not at all diagonally opposite. Also, maybe in some other dimension related activity. So what I feel I'm proud is at least Dhwani is now capable. With now we have a carnival happening where she would be, presenting something. I mean, I can't even think of that doing at that age, at age 11, and she's getting exposed. So that gives us confidence when we talk about future. And okay, tomorrow, if I always tell, if she says, keep people ask me, what about 10th, like how Richie mentioned. My take, people may not agree, Ruchi may not agree, but my take is certificate is for 9 to 6 job. If you want to get a job, then you need certificate. Maybe you want to get into a profession where it is, risky, like where you want to build a structure or you want to take care of someone's health, then you need to go through a proper course. For that, certification is definitely like MBBS or engineering. But most of the skills right now, the way post chat GPT, COVID, even the way we are doing recruiting people in these organizations changed. We look at skill based rather than certificate based. So that has kind of changed. And later, if tomorrow Dhwani says that I want to be engineer, I want to be a doctor, definitely she can go through a NOS, complete her whatever required certification, get into college later. It's always, there's a way, and I'm 100% sure she'll be a very good doctor, a very good engineer, because I know how I was when I people have taken engineering because based on the marks, whether they can go this stream or that stream. People have taken mechanical because they could not take software branch. People have done MCA because they could not get through engineering. So most people have got into professions or education based on not their willingness, but based on the circumstances at that time. But if Dhwani says that I want to be a doctor, I want to be a dentist, I want to be an archaeologist, I think she would be a better person in that role than someone happened to be in that role because of the way life took them. So that's what the last thing I want to say. Yeah.
No, I think now we have spoken enough. Looks like, of course, sharing is like endless, but I think we can take if any questions or anything. Dhwani she wanted to share something, but I think she's a carefree right now. She slept because this afternoon we were out for this very beautiful activity called painting in silent. So she was the only child there. Two more children were there, and you won't believe it. She came running to me and she said, "Mama, they're not painting; they're doing homework." So, nothing to degrade anything, nothing to say negative about anything, but I'm just sharing. She was so. I think she just got tired of that afternoon thing, so she's here but sleeping, carefree completely.
Superb. Thank you, Ruchika. Thank you, Kalyan. And just inviting more people to come on video. We can all be kind of together as if we are in a room with them. So if it's possible, please honor them by owning your video, and then we can have, if possible. And if not possible, that's also okay. But it's a delight to have a visual connect, and please share your thoughts, questions with them. Yeah, over to all of you. It's a very informal meetup, so please go ahead and ask anything and share anything. Yeah.
I have a question. This is Namita here. Very interesting to hear both of you, really. I think I missed one part about what happens in the future, like the 10th and the 12th. That's a part I know was spoken about. I missed that. And the other part is a very important part of learning for a child is social learning along with other children. So does that happen enough? Because a lot of time the students are learning from each other and peers. So does that get accomplished in the kind of learning that is happening?
Okay, so two questions. So first I'll answer the future question, 10th and 12th. As I mentioned, like this fear has completely gone out of our family right now. that what about the 10th board or 12th board. So we are actually, as an open learning family, we are really not right now, like, we are not planning like a milestone thing.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, somebody was talking in
Somebody.
between. Please carry on, Ruchika.
Yeah, so so what I was saying, as an open learning family, we don't have any like, planned milestones that, okay, the child will do this, then the child will do that, and then the child will do that. So that is completely out from our family right now. And we are very sure that this will not come back also in a way. But again, it's all completely depends on what she explores and what she likes it. So it's like, there are times where there are things which there was a, like, 2 months back, at least for more than a year, she was exploring history, Indian history, like anything. So we thought she's quite interested. But last 2 months, she's not touching that at all. So we are not, initially I asked her, what is it? What happened? You're not doing? She said, no, I'm not interested anymore. I don't want to do this. It sounds a little boring to me now. So we are not worried. It's okay. Go on somewhere else, do something else. Like, let me give another example, mathematics. This girl just don't like mathematics. We, as a parent, initially, when we took this journey, we tried to teach her 1, 2, 3, or 2 plus 2 is 4 or something. But this girl could not relate it. And we started understanding that, okay, maybe she has something different, and every child is different. We all have, I'm sure the people who are sitting in this meeting room right now, there are certain subjects which we don't relate, some subject we just love it. So we took the maths completely out of her life, and that was something, we were not looking for, okay, maths nahi karegi to kya hoga, 10th mein kaise jayegi, 12th mein kaise jayegi. So that fear was, because the fear of getting certificate was out. That's why we were able to take this thing also out from her life. And to our surprise, she picked up chess. That was such a great thing. We were very surprised that, wow, she's not interested in something this, she's interested in something else. So open learning actually makes you to understand this, that it's not about achieving the milestones. It's not about getting the certificate to prove the talent and the interest of the child. The child himself will create his or her own portfolio or his or her own way of showing that this is what I am and this is what I like to do. And child will find its own way. In future, let's say if she wants to something do and which needs a certificate, I'm sure she will find her way that time. That is, age can be anything.
Just to add,
14, yeah.
the schooling is always certificate centric. You, for purpose of getting 10th board certificate, you need to go through first, second, third, fourth. That's what they're preparing to. So our aim is not, certificate is not the aim. Tomorrow, later, if we want to do, then certificate will be a convenience that will help us. So it's a totally different approach. So we are not keeping certificate in our mind. Like she said, if Dhwani wants to do something where a particular certificate is needed and that certificate needs 10th, then we'll see a way of getting that.
Whatever
but that would be
age
her
it is,
choice.
whatever age
Yeah, that would be her
age
choice.
it is. It's not just about 14 or 16 milestone. And what was the second question?
Regarding socialization.
Social learning.
Yes, socialization is definitely an important part of a child's development. Let me not say a child, each one of us, even we all want to socialize. We all want friends.
No, social learning. Social learning.
No, okay. So social learning, of course, it's again, so for that, she is part of couple of, the areas, what she's interested in. She goes for some classes, like chess is something she's quite interested. So there she gets to meet different children, age groups, and these are the mostly school-going kids. So she gets to know what is the other side of the world looks like, or what is the other side of the world, people are, I would say. And she's also understanding. So she's at a stage, because this last this summer break, she wanted to be part of some summer camp. Usually, like, summer break is a time where you get these summer camps happening around. So she wanted to do this time. She said, I want to be part of some summer camp and I see how it is. So she went, she got a chance. She was the only child who was not the school-going child. Otherwise, everyone was a school-goer. So she started understanding. And she even came up with some discussions at home to understand why as a family, we chose open learning for her. So that whole idea of going to summer camp turned into a way for our family to understand, and especially for her also to understand that why this decision was taken for her, why this is something will give her and what it will give her. So that is one, social learning. She goes to classes. Second is classes in the sense only 2 classes right now she's going. She goes to chess and she wanted to learn Hindi language. And then we have our Aarohi X is there in our life from last few months.
The
So there
Discord.
so that there the Discord we have, it's an Aarohi online platform where she gets to interact with various age group, not just only her age group, various age group, where she get to learn so much and different experiences. So like we have this learning carnival coming up, so where she's learning, understanding, and especially she's understanding herself in that whole process by doing things with others. So this platform is there. And then traveling is something we travel a lot. So whenever we travel, we usually stay at homestays. We don't stay in hotels. So homestays is the reason is where she get to meet the local people there. We do shop in the local market. She gets to interact with people. She get to see those places. We also get those exposures and learning and experiences. So this is how we are getting the social interaction for our family.
Just to
Sure,
add,
sure.
wherever we go, there we connect, like Ruchi said, the homeschooling community in that particular place, and we interact, we exchange notes, what's happening, and then even the kids also interact. Even in ROE X, for example, there are lots of groups. There is some electronics related, some group, and there is some exposure when it happens. Then she has some doubt. She has done other day some circuit. So even I was trying to remember what I've done. So then she only put along with her friends in the group and they started explaining. So it was a beautiful, like you said, co-learning, the social learning happening between them. So that, and one of the reasons why we kind of stopped French, where she was very passionate, and for nearly 2 years she was learning French, was because it was become more of one. We had one morning online, and we try to get some community connected, because how much you learn one-to-one, you need people talking in French also. That we are unable to. So even her interest kind of died down a little bit. So we given a pause. So once we find kind of a community, maybe we'll explore that kind of later. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Namaste. I am Anirudh. Can you please share her routine, like through the day, what she will do, and if you can share, please.
Yeah. No, actually, routine in the sense now she is reached to a level of, as Ratnesh said this very beautifully, that open learning doesn't give freedom to children; it gives responsibility to them. So she's also slowly. I'll not say it was an easy thing. It wasn't easy. It was definitely a little difficult for us also to understand how to create that routine. And again, I'll say that Aarohi is again really helping us to explore various methods. And of course, as a family also, we are exploring, because each family is different. So she has reached to that level now where she's slowly getting into and making her own routine. So like she has certain things, what she wants to do every day, her area of interest, like chess is something what she likes it. So she practice every day. She's dedicated some time to that. Reading is something what she likes to do. There is something which she wants to explore thrice a week and something twice a week. So she slowly makes her own timing, that this time to this time I'll be doing this, or that time to that time I'll be doing that. And then sometime it is like doing nothing. She's just being on her own, exploring something, or sometimes just in her room doing things with her toys or her stuff and all. So it's not, and that routine is also very flexible. It's very flexible. And then end of the day and also end of the week, we reflect on that also. Sometimes she doesn't want to reflect, she doesn't like it, but we thought, okay, we are slowly learning also. She's also understanding that why reflection is important. So she reflects, okay, this I did, this didn't work. I can do it in that way. I can do it in that way. So lately now, so many models. After that, we have come up to one model, things she wants to do every day, things she wants to do twice a week, thrice a week, or once a week, like that coming up. And areas of her interest, which can be just simply sitting and reading also, may not be exploring any
I'm interested
subject.
in chess. So let me just a lighter note. Decided that I will spend some time on, say, at least twice a week with her. So when I think, okay, I need to spend a talk to her, she gives me a schedule when when I can work with her. So in a way, that based on that week, what all she wants to attend, maybe there's some activity, some Hindi classes, and then whatever program that she's planning. Then she tells me, no, not today, not now. We'll do it tomorrow, so and so time. So in a way, you can say there is a schedule.
I hope we were able to answer your question.
Yes. We should not be engaged in mobile or television.
Okay, that's a very good question.
Very.
Yeah. So for that also, I would say as a family, we have come up with some model. Yes, there was a time where we had initially, like we had definitely some strict things, but then we slowly started her, which was not, she has a right to have that entertainment also. And TV and screen time is actually not a bad thing. It just, again, coming back to the same thing. Don't give them freedom, give them responsibility. So, make them understand that why, if the gadget or anything, TV or something is screen is given it to them, how they have to use it, why they have to use it, how much they want to use it. So it's like ask them only, make them part of that discussion. So that as a family, we sat down, we tried to understand, like, okay, if you want to watch TV, how many hours you think you want, what time you want, and before that whole day, what will you do, what are the things you would want to do. So that discussion was something to understand her also. For as a parent, it was a great understanding for us that, okay, when we have a right to have entertainment, the child also has equal right to have those things. So this, with that whole model we came up, that every day she watches TV after finishing all the, everyday morning things and then dinner and all that. Like 8 to 9, she has her 1 hour, and then she's watching what she wants to watch. And mobile, I would say, we have recently given her. Earlier, she was more on the laptop. She had her own laptop where she, of course, attended these online classes with Aarohi. She's connected through the Discord and online things. So what helped us was discussion, the family discussion, and to understand each other's need and make her understand, and we understood her need. So that way. So, and we can see that responsibility is definitely coming in. Mobile, just recently she got introduced in the sense to have her own thing in her hand. That was my old mobile. I gave it to her. So that, but that way, I would say, again, she's understanding the software or something. Like recently my Instagram account got hacked. So this discussion started happening in the family: hacker, hacking, software, virus. So these, words we started talking. And for me also, I'm not a tech savvy person. So I started understanding so many things. You won't believe it. Without our knowledge, this girl went and she on her own, because she has certain time in a week, a research time she has given to herself, and she will have some topic and she will go do a research on that topic. On her own, she went and she tried to research on what is hacking means, what kind of type of hackings. And I think the day before yesterday, she was giving us a list of hackers and list of hacking, how this is done. And mama, the hacking, what happened to you is this, is this, is this. And we both were looking at each other. Why do we need school for this? Why do we need a software engineering degrees and all? So like that. So she's learning, she's understanding how to use things in a very responsible manner, I would say. We are learning too.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Seema
Hello.
here. Hi. So there are few fears that I want to discuss and see how you would also look at it. So Neil and I have visited Aarohi campus in the past. We've never, and now we are looking at exploring Aarohi X. We stay in Mumbai.
Yeah.
So that was what we thought would be a good way for us to be part of the community.
I guess.
One thing that we discussed was that, there was a mention among the two of you that you spend more time with your daughter at home. And for us, like, it's two of us. And I am working in the same school where Neil also studies.
True.
Yeah. And so our routine now is like we both, and the school that he goes to is like sort of an alternative school. So he has space to do his own thing also, explore things by himself also. And it's a mix of both academic and this. And we were discussing as to how, if we join Aarohi X, how we will be a part of it, how I will continue my day work. He will also continue school, but then will we be able to be one contributing member and learning member of the community? Like, what are your thoughts right now? Because I am just wondering, like, how we will go through, go about this. Like, anything coming to your mind?
Joining Aarohi X, I think that maybe Ratnesh would want to, take it. But for working, what you said, let me mention this. I think I missed mentioning this. Though I am not working full time, but I'm still engaged with a lot of work. So now that is also one very interesting learning happened to me personally, because there was a time I had this fear that what will happen to me, what will happen to my career. I have to leave everything and be with her all the time. So that definitely fear was there. And it happened also. I left everything and I was just into her. And that actually turned into a torture for her. And then torture for me also. Because it is like helicopter mom I became. And but then slowly in this whole process, I also started, understanding again Jagrati, Aarohi, our travel, and so many other interactions with so many parents, that I don't have to stop my life. Why do I have to stop my life? Okay, if I'm working full time, maybe a little change or some alteration or something is required. If I don't have any other support at home to take care of the child, then some alteration is required. And I'm sure we all have those options. So I started taking up freelancing. I started taking up small projects. I'll do project for some time, then I'll take a break for some time. So when I'm doing that project, she's part of it. Like, she listens, she sees, she gets an exposure what mama is doing, what mama is into it, what kind of work she's doing. So that's also a learning for her also, to see that these are the various different professions or different things which one can explore. So that way, yes, Kalyan is full time, but in that also he tries to make time as much as he can, especially when we travel together. So he's completely with us as a like into it. Now Aarohi X, how you manage that Aarohi X? Of course, it's as again a family
I think
thing.
some kids are in Aarohi and also they have school, right?
So far I know, I guess, I think
I heard
Ratnesh
someone should tell.
No, we don't have, I think, anyone like that, but I think Ratnesh
Well,
can help.
recently you said someone has exam, so that particular day regarding carnival.
No, that is the Learning Carnival is happening. We have non-Aarohi kids also part of it.
Okay, my mistake.
So we don't
Right
have,
now in community, yeah, we have all open learning families.
we are all
right,
open learning.
Right,
No.
right.
Also, just to add to it, suddenly one parent came in my mind in Aarohi. So I think, Seema, that might, help you to understand. We have one family, we have one parent whose kids are little young, and kids are not very active on the Discord, the online thing, but the mother is very active, as much as whenever she gets it, she's there. So she is also working. She herself is a psychologist. She's working. She's a practitioner. And whenever it's possible for her, she comes, she's part of it. And many times on the screen, we have seen her, like kids are playing back behind her. They're watching what the mother is doing, what the mother is talking, what is happening. It's need not to be that the child has to be there also all the time. They are listening, they are observing. We feel they're not listening, but they're listening everything. They're observing everything. They know what's happening around them. We might not be knowing it, but they know everything. It's like that way. So I hope this might help you. And joining Aarohi, I think Ratnesh will help you with that.
Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, actually I had spoken a little bit to Preeti also, and we were discussing about how like I can start the journey and then see where how he takes on, and we see where it goes like that. Okay, got it.
Okay, we can have more questions if you have for Kalyan and Ruchika. They don't look tired. They're full of energy. Unless they tell me
Open
so.
learning, I can talk now. It's like too much. It's completely into me.
Yes, so please go ahead and use this opportunity.
Where is Dhwani?
Dhwani is having a nice
Nap.
carefree. This girl had a very long day today. She had outdoor things. So
Ruchika, I just have a small doubt. Like now your kid is around like 10 years, 11 years old.
11.
Yeah. How did you manage her as a toddler? Because like, see, now we stay in a community kind of an apartment. Like I haven't never sent him to your play school or anything. Like, so now I'm in the background of the park. So that's the reason I couldn't turn on the video. So I mean, like he is much into this adventure kind of an play. So we bought him home. I mean, like rope climbing and everything. But how did you introduce them the reading concept? Like how did you teach them? Because my kid never sits. I mean, like at one place, he keeps roaming. So like I'm just worried about like his reading journey. Like how did you come up with that?
Actually, okay, reading is something. There are two beautiful things. What you asked, like as a toddler, her energy is the same as it is. The way when she was born, same energy. Now also it's the same energy, no change, and we are enjoying that energy because I am the same energy also. We love that, And Kalyan is someone who balances that energy in the family. It's really like that. And reading is me and Kalyan as individuals, as parents, we both are into reading a lot. We both, avid readers. We love reading. So our house is filled with, various kinds of books and whatever the area, interest genres, whatever we like. So this girl was born in books, I would just say. Books, not the textbooks, definitely. The books, which gives a very different kind of world, opens a different kind of world for any child or any individual. So what I did initially, it was like as a toddler when she used to crawl. So we had a room where there was all the books kept, and she will just go pull any book and she'll open, she'll see. So she used to just see the pictures, and I used to read a lot for her. We both used to. So there was a timing like we will, as a family, we'll sit together, we'll read. Even she is getting it word or nothing like that, we just read books, stories for her, whether it's just a picture book or if it's a picture book. Kalyan had a very beautiful creative way of creating stories out of a picture book. So that add a lot of vocabulary to her. I would remember, this girl started talking much before she started walking. So she started walking very late, but she started talking. So the vocabulary, because she used to listen those words. So we used to read for her. And then one fine day, I don't know, she just picked up reading. It just happened. And she was definitely, initially she went to a play school, which was just next to our home, which was also the reason was just to send her for 2 hours to just play. Our intention was that she goes and play, but she just watched other kids and she picked up things. The teacher started telling her, this girl is already ready for a pre-KG and UKG or whatever, LKG. I said, no, we are not putting her into all those things. Let her just come and play. She just listened and observed and she picked up. And it just happened. Seriously, I think Kalyan, if you remember, it just happened
Yeah,
like that.
see, it's like she has been seeing books all around. So
All around,
she,
yeah.
and whenever we go any place, we would, in a way, as a family, we would not look for any temple, but we would look for bookshop or any place we want to explore. First, we in Google we search. So that's kind of a environment she has been born. And I had seen many other kids whose house they don't have any books at all. I mean, I'm not saying they should not have it. Again, there is a different school of thought saying that until certain age, the kids should not be given books because they will start exploring. Otherwise, they'll be only engrossed in books. That's a different school of thought. Now, the thing is, again, from where this need is coming, is it your need or is the kids? So let the kid be natural. If, maybe the kid will find a time and place to start reading, explore. But definitely, if there are books all around, they'll pick up love for it. And like Ruchi said, constantly reading to them, talking to them. That's what we have done.
Yeah, like Hindi is my mother tongue. So at home, sometimes, we speak in Hindi. So she was not into learning Hindi initially, nothing like that. She used to speak, understand. But from last few months on her own, she said, I want to learn Hindi. Teach me how the letters are. Kakha, gaga, how do we do? I said, okay, why suddenly this interest? She said, because I want to read more books which are into Hindi language. So that will give me more, explore the more different other world of the language. So it on her own, and she's doing it. So it's again, as she said, she wanted it, she did it. She got it. She got her ways. She found it. And recently we were traveling. I think Kalyan and Dhwani were traveling, and she was in the north part of the country, and there she read all these signboards, and she wrote it down on it, like on these signboard on the the airport, I think, on the airport, on the roads. So all were in Hindi. So when she came back here in Karnataka, we live in Mysore. So she came back, she said, okay, now we have all in Kannada. I think now it's time for me to learn Kannada. So see, this is how she is, she's getting into it. And I'm sure one day she will come up, she wants to, and we will try to provide whatever.
Just to add, you may have fear that your kid is not reading books. We had that fear that she's not writing.
Ah.
So we realized that she's into books. She likes to talk. She likes to read, and then not that, because at a very late age we found that she has lazy eyes. So suddenly overnight we got to know, she had this eye issue. That's when we realized many things related to writing or seeing was not happening. Just before COVID, we discovered, and then she got the spectacles. So the writing also, she's not to the level where you think you would judge with any other 11-year-old, So we are not bothered. But at speaking and talking, we're making she's way, way beyond people who might be. I know people who write very beautiful English, but they can't talk English. So we don't want to be in that realm, but maybe so. So we kept her, okay, if she's not interested in writing, so when she wants to summarize something, we would say, write down notes, write down points. Now we tell her, make a video, talk about it. Put a key points, but make a small video. Now you know how to edit a video. She has learned editing video. So again, it depends upon what we expect and what the kid wants.
So it's our fears. It's not, they are not bothered, they'll find their ways. It's basically like that. So she's recently got introduced to this visual notes in Aarohi. One of the parent took this exposure workshop for all of us. So that was also another very interesting way, in Aarohi X, what we do. It's not just only children doing, it's everyone doing it. It's adults, parents, whatever I have it, I'll show it. Whoever is interested can collaborate, can work together, can learn together, like that. So one of the parent introduced, and she liked that idea, the visual note. So she got connected with that person, and they both are working together. She did something, she shared with her, she gave her a feedback. So they both are, doing things. So they will definitely find. We have to find answers to our fears, I feel.
Ruchika, for the Aarohi X, like you said, the parents met and you guys just share different things, right? So how is that weekly schedule like? Like how often do you meet? Which are the days when you meet? What time do you all meet for Aarohi X?
Yes, Seema, these specific question, you can either take it with Preeti directly one-to-one, then how exactly does that work? Also,
Okay.
there's an orientation. I don't know if you have been to, there's an orientation that happens to parents who are interested in joining. If you have already done that, then if not, then go through that orientation with Preeti and she will give you all the answers to all the questions.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you. I think what I really liked out of the last bit that Ruchika and Kalyan shared is this whole thing about expectation. Whose expectation is it? Whether it's reading, writing, jumping, skating, surfing, whatever it is, whose expectation it is, and if I may add, whose fear it is. It is usually our expectations and our fears and our anxieties. So we have to work on those rather than the child's one. The children are maybe in a totally different world. They don't look at it this way, thankfully. So thanks, Kalyan and Ruchika, for that. Right, we have another about 10-15 minutes. So more questions for them if they're not tired, or if you have a specific open learning question, meaning they can also answer. Even an Aarohi question they can answer, or we can answer. So yeah, we can continue.
Sorry, just to share with Seema and everybody here, maybe like on coming up Saturday at 11:30, we'll have a Q&A orientation for Aarohi. You can join that.
Thank you.
Right, any more questions for them or for us? If you want to know anything about open learning, that's always our request. Whatever questions you have, please feel free. It's just a small informal parents group. You can freely talk even about yourself or your child or your family. Don't think that any question is not appropriate for this. And yeah, most of us will only try to understand you and see how we can respond to it. So please go ahead. Whoever has any questions or any thought. Yeah.
I just want to add before someone asks a question that, like, this community is not about the kid, it's about the family. And I think just before COVID, I stopped painting and I was in Aarohi for some time, and the environment there, the encouragement there, I restarted my painting. So now someone is asking about schedule. I mean, one of the judicious schedule who attends is Ruchi. She does not want to miss her afternoon that art group. Where each the parents they encourage, and she has now started exploring in art. I think we all are learners, like we just look at kids and we are learning, and there's somewhere we forgot in all our schooling and 9-to-5 job and taking care of, and it's a beautiful place where as parents, and Preeti is behind me to give a session on watercolor. I mean, I need to schedule. So those are other things I wanted to say in Aarohi, that it's not just about kids. And then please, if you're expecting that there's a place where you can send the kids and then wash your hands off, that's not definitely not the thought process.
So I just want to add here about these 2 points which you have, churao fight from me, Kalyan. Like I was about to say this and you just said that. Yeah, I really love the way you guys have told about being us in the journey, not my daughter is in the learning journey. She is not only in the journey. we are all in the learning journey. That was one thing very beautiful. And one thing, another thing about socializing, people are asking about. So here in Aarohi, that is how we learn with each other, way we are with each other, these like families, like we socializing किधर कम पड़ता है यार, मतलब ज़्यादा हो जाता है, like how much to connect, how much कितने लोगों से बात कर रहे हैं. And it's like we learn from not only our peer group, we learn from our elders, we learn from our youngers, we learn from all age groups, inclusive of from 0 to 99. So Aarohi is all about from that whole range of age group, and we all learn with each other. You know, the way we learn with each other, that vibrant, dynamic community where co-learning is happening with all of us together. Socializing की जरा ही कमी नहीं है, so there is no question about socializing. Yeah.
Over socializing is there, just on a lighter note, you can see some extra glow on Ruchi's face because her account is hacked and she is not accessing it.
I'm actually happy. I'm very much happy that Instagram got hacked. And I'm so happy that I can spend more time with the real people, I would say that, which was really, needed it.
We close at 6:30, so maybe we have time for 2 or 3 more questions. So yeah, please go ahead.
Somebody is raising hand.
Yes, please go ahead.
It's just
You are on mute, just unmute and shoot, please.
you're in mute. Just you're in mute.
I think he needs a minute or so.
Okay,
That's okay. Please take your time. Yeah. Okay, so while just figures out the digital part, device part, just want to remind that we now do these Saturday meetup. We've been doing it for more than 3 years. This is the 176th meetup. So that's been a lot of meetups over the more than 3 years. Yeah. And we do it first, third, and fifth Saturday, and second and fourth Saturday, we do a webinar, which is on a specific topic. So the recordings of these meetups, most of them around 150 plus are there in the playlist, so you can look at that. We also have a FAQ page, which you can look at, where you can get answers to common, not answers really, some sharings on some of the common questions that people ask, especially the one on social or so on. We have many views on that, on how we look at any, anything. So yeah, feel free to access those resources. And yeah, once in a while we have in-person meetups, both at campus. In fact, tomorrow we have a meetup in Bangalore in person. So you can check that out. And yeah, so just kind of, I'm putting the WhatsApp number just in case you don't have our WhatsApp number, you can connect there. And we have a day every week, Thursday, for visits, day visits. And then every 6-week cycle, we have 1 week for stay visit. I'll put the links also in chat, so you can, if you are interested in any of those, you can access that. Yes, Jess, over to you if you are already sorted out the mic issue.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I was sitting in a car and attending this. I am at IHC actually for an event, and it will start in half an hour. So anyway, my question, there are 2 things I just want to add here. One is, as Ruchika knows, that we have created a small homeschooling community in Noida, few parents, okay, and it's thriving, and the credit goes to Ruchika only. Okay. And there are a lot of new parents who join and they have these questions. And I think the Aarohi has done a wonderful work of creating a startup guide. I think every parent should read that startup guide before, because they ask these general questions. Okay, and that startup guide, I've been asking other groups also in Delhi NCR to do that same work, to maybe, because the startup guide has to be customized to that area, actually. So, and then there should be more resources. This is just an observation and suggestion, because I'm in this field, I would say field of learning, I would say I'm an architect by qualification and I design learning spaces. Okay, so my point is there are a lot of, with this internet has provided us with a lot of information. Okay, and we are not reinventing anything. So there are a lot of material available. We just have to connect that material to the right person. Okay, so maybe we just need, like John Holt has written this book, Teach Your Own. And in the Teach Your Own, there is a separate section for the resource. And I've been using that book, and I think we can create a database like that for Aarohi. I think is doing a wonderful job. So because you are in touch with Pan India, and we are in touch here in North India only. So that's my suggestion. And there's one video I recently saw of Aarohi in Oroville Earth Institute. So I just wanted to know, maybe I don't have any such question to Ruchika at the moment. It's just that to Aarohi, that what exactly is that earth construction workshop, or what is that initiative? That's it.
I'll quickly answer the last one. That's one of our co-varsity youth who's doing an internship there. So that would be her video that you happen to see.
Okay, okay.
So
Just
these co-varsity youth, they go to different places based on their interests. They go for different internships and different industry work. And
right.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay. One minute only. I've worked in Oroville and lived in Earth Institute and for almost 6 months or 8 months in 2009. And I've been practicing these earth techniques here in North India. So, and I'm doing workshops here also. And I'm this year I'm planning to do it for homeschooler in Delhi NCR. So that's it.
Super. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Jess, and welcome. And please do tell parents if they have questions. They can also come in our meetups are always there. They can always connect and ask questions. And it's just good to meet more people. We are all the time learning from each one's experience. So yeah, that's beautiful. And we keep telling people it's not that you have to be part of the Aarohi community. There's just one option. Just like you guys have a community in Noida or Delhi NCR or Mumbai or wherever it is, that's awesome. In fact, we want more and more communities to get formed, or even we call even one family as a community, because invariably you end up connecting with more families, and in some subtle ways communities form, right? So the idea is that we are all in some ways all connected, all together, and whatever support the Aarohi community can give to other families wherever they are in India, they are most welcome to connect with us. All of our Aarohi community families are more than ready to meet people, pick up phone and talk to you, and so on and so forth. So just an open invitation for anybody to connect with anybody. And if you need something specific, just WhatsApp us or call us, and we will see how best we can reach out and support you. So thank you, everybody. We are at the time of closing, and big hooray to Ruchika and Kalyan and the sleeping Dhwani. Yes, super. We are the Dwiji was sending me a message in chat. Today we are not needed. We can log out and go somewhere. You guys totally took care of the whole session. So amazing, awesome. And thank you very much. And to all three of you and to everybody else who joined. And yeah, next Saturday is a webinar. That's on co-creating learning itself. So that's an interesting topic, especially for unschoolers, homeschoolers. That's a very interesting topic on how to co-create and design the learning, or co-designing learning, actually. That's the topic. So that's next Saturday. And then 21st, we again will have a meetup and we'll meet some other family. Yeah. So thank you. Bye-bye. And have a great weekend. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.